Now, today, Gladys Berejiklian started doing interviews. We'll have to wait our turn, of course, before we eventually get one. We ask every day. But she decided to, when asked about the absurdities where council workers can mow lawns but other people can't, why is that the case? This was her answer on the radio today.
You have to reduce mobility. And when thousands and thousands of people are moving around, with all due respect, that gardener may need to fill up his car with petrol or her car with petrol or go get something on the way or meet the owner of the house or knock on the door. Look, there's a million situations where people might say, oh, we're safe, we're not having contact. But having thousands and thousands of people moving around at the one time just increases the likelihood of the virus.
Premier, I get it. You're not a gardener. Premier, I get it. You don't do a lawn mowing run. But you can do it completely contactless. I know that that's what my brother does, and it's what Jim Penman and Jim's Mowing have done for a long time. And this has already been dealt with previously in Victoria, where they were able to work out that a contactless system is still okay. Jim joins us now. Your response to the Premier's reason as to why the people who work in part for you can't go to work in Greater Sydney.
It's total stupidity. The fact of the matter is, where are you most likely going to get an infection? From somebody jogging past you, exercising, jostling you in a bottle shop, or somebody mowing lawns 20 metres away with no contact with you or anybody else. It's the least likely possible way to get infected. There is no sense to it. Look, I've had my problem with Daniel Andrews in the past, but the Victorian government's got it dead right, in my view, and they're controlling the infection. They're doing a much better job than in New South Wales without doing these senseless and brutal acts to shutting down tens of thousands of small business which do not contact clients.
So there was the scenario in the lockdown before this lockdown when it was the Deputy Premier who said nobody's allowed out, and then you were able to point out the difference between the council worker and your people. In Sydney, is that also the double standard that exists right now?
Absolutely, and that's what gets people so furious. You have people, council workers, working in groups. Even the council workers think this is stupid. We had the support in Victoria. The council workers wrote to us that we think this is so unfair, so unreasonable. We know you guys aren't at a risk of infection, so why this ridiculous double standard? It's just foolish. And we do useful jobs. We help millions of our fellow citizens to look after their gardens and their cars, things they often can't do for themselves. We are no risk to infection. We do a valuable thing. We're proud of what we contribute to Australia. Let us work. Let us work and do the things that we do, because we are not going to infect anybody. I have never seen anybody infected in any country in the world by mowing a lawn by themselves.
Well, and in fairness, I repeat, the reporting that Chris O'Keefe was doing for Channel 9, no one in New South Wales has caught it outside, which certainly would mean all of the people who work for you and all of those who work by themselves outside. Jim, appreciate the chat.